Bhagavad Gita, what is the next step? Iti te jnanamakyatam guhyat guhyataram maya vimrishyetad asheshena yathechasi tatha kuru. Thus, I have explained to you knowledge still more confidential. Deliberate on this fully and then do what you wish to do. Bhagavad Gita, 18th chapter, 63rd verse. The Bhagavad Gita is not simply a philosophical treatise, but rather a call to action. Anyone can experience the inner joy of Krishna consciousness. However, this is only possible when we practically implement Krishna's teachings and spiritualize different aspects of our lifestyle. By incorporating 4 timeless spiritual practices into our daily routine, we can become peaceful, happy, and self-realized. This is the ABCD of spirituality. A for association, B for book, C for chanting, and D for diet. Association. We all need friends. On the journey of life, there are twists and turns, ditches and dead ends, obstacles and opposition. Just as John Lennon sang, I get by with a little help from my friends. Those who embark on the spiritual journey are brave indeed. They strive for purity in a world of degradation. They embrace simplicity amongst rampant materialism, and they cultivate selflessness in an atmosphere charged with exploitation. Anyone who goes against the grain in such a bold way will be faced with temptations, doubts, ridicule, and moments of weakness. Without the encouragement, support, and good advice of spiritual friends, how can one continue? Srila Prabhupada established ISKCON, International Society for Krishna Consciousness, to give people the chance to develop relationships with devotees of Krishna. This is the best way to gain faith and become enthusiastic in one's spiritual endeavors. The tip is visit a local ISKCON temple on a regular basis, take advantage of the classes, festivals, and various opportunities for devotional service offered there. There you can meet friendly devotees of Krishna who can answer questions and shed light on the practical aspects of spiritual life. If you live some distance from a temple, you can attend one of the Krishna groups that meet regularly in various places across the world. At these gatherings, you can enjoy uplifting chanting, a lively and information talk, and prasadam, sanctified vegetarian food. Second, books. Krishna explains that there is nothing in this world as sublime as transcendental knowledge. Firstly, knowledge is compared to a sword which cuts down our doubts and helps us remain determined and confident in the spiritual quest. Secondly, knowledge is likened to a lamp which warns us of the obstacles and impediments that we may encounter in our lives. Thirdly, knowledge is compared to a boat which protects us from the sufferings of this oceanic world and simultaneously carries us to the spiritual realm face to face with Krishna. When Srila Prabhupada spoke into the dictaphone and translated the timeless wisdom of the Vedas, Lord Krishna and the great teachers spoke through him. That spiritual sound was then transformed into the printed word and made available to all. A useful tip: read the books translated and commented by Srila Prabhupada. Along with the well-known Bhagavad Gita, there is a Srimad Bhagavatam which describes Krishna's divine appearance within this world, as well as accounts of his many avatars. Srila Prabhupada also published the Chaitanya Charitamrita, the biography and detailed teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Krishna's most recent incarnation. There are many smaller books with conversations, short articles and poems. It is best to read daily. either a certain number of pages or for a certain amount of time. We can make a thorough study, noting interesting or difficult passages, or we can simply read our way through, confident of our spiritual purification. Thirdly, C for chanting. 500 years ago, Krishna incarnated as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and ushered in the modern age of mantra meditation by popularizing the chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And Krishna has actually invested his power and presence in these holy names, and therefore the names are non-different from God himself. Thus, while chanting the mantra, we are directly associating with Krishna and being purified by such communion. Chanting is a prayer that means, O energy of the Lord Hare, O all attractive Lord Krishna, O supreme enjoyer Rama, please engage me in your service. This chanting is exactly like the genuine cry of a child for its mother's presence. A useful tip: recite the Hare Krishna mantra on a circle of 108 wooden beads. This is known as Japa meditation. 1 time round the beads each day is for beginners, 4 times round as a daily minimum is for committed members, and 16 rounds are for those who have taken their lifetime vows. You can chant these holy names of the Lord anywhere and at any time, but the early morning hours are deemed ideal. While you are chanting, simply fix your mind on hearing the sound of the mantra. When you talk, it's natural for you to listen to your voice. And during meditation, direct this natural attentiveness to hearing the mantra. The quality of your meditation will depend on how well you do this. And fourthly, D for diet. The Bhagavad Gita proclaims eating to be an extremely sacred activity when conducted with care, attention, and spiritual consciousness. If we place an iron rod in a fire, soon the rod becomes red hot and acts just like fire. In the same way, food prepared for and offered to Krishna with love and devotion becomes completely spiritualized. Such food is called Krishna Prasadam, which means the mercy of Lord Krishna. Eating prasadam is a fundamental practice of Bhakti Yoga. In other forms of yoga, one must artificially repress the senses, but the Bhakti Yogi can engage his or her senses in a variety of pleasing spiritual activities. A tip: it is recommended that one offer all their food to Krishna before eating. From the purchase of the ingredients to the cooking, then the offering, and finally the eating, every step can be an act of love which brings one closer to God. The process starts with selecting ingredients, those which are vegetarian, natural, fresh, without onion and garlic. In preparing food, cleanliness, attention to detail, and devotion are the main principles. After cooking, arrange portions of the food on special dinnerware kept especially for Krishna. The easiest way to offer food is simply to pray, "My dear Lord Krishna, please accept this humble offering." There are also special mantras which can be chanted to invoke a devotional consciousness. Then you can accept the sanctified food and share it with others.